Hi, I'm Dave Barkalow, pastor at Fort Walton Beach First United Methodist Church. Welcome to the Pastor's Study, our daily devotional to help us focus our mind on the things of God. The thing of God that we're meditating on together, and since we began these, is the Sermon on the Mount, found in Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7. We are in the heart of that sermon right now. Here in the very center of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount is the Lord's Prayer, and we're just kind of taking it line by line and seeing how Jesus is teaching us to pray. So we find ourselves this morning in chapter 6, verse 10, the second part. Yesterday we talked about thy kingdom come. And today we're going to talk about the second part of verse 10, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now, what's interesting is this idea of God's will being done is something that Matthew really takes up as a theme. And God's will being done is something that will continue throughout the Gospel of Matthew, and most poignantly maybe in Jesus' prayer to God in Gethsemane, where Jesus prays to the Father, please take this cup away from me. I don't want to go through this suffering. These next few hours and days are going to be hard, but nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. So when Jesus is telling us to pray that, it's not just an offhanded comment. That is the phrase that literally will send Jesus to the cross later on in his ministry. The following of God's will over his own will. And so when we pray for God's will to be done, we are asking that God's will would be done on the earth, as it is in heaven, that God's ways would be the ways of this planet, that God's peace would reign, that God's love would be supreme. But more than that, we're actually saying, let your will be done in me. We're saying, start here in us, in me, in my church community, as we pray this prayer together like we do every Sunday. Let your will be done in us. Stanley Hauerwas writes about this line in his commentary on Matthew. To pray that God's will be done is to pray that our wills will be schooled to desire that God's will be done. To pray that God's will would be done is to say, God, change my will to your will. What you want, make me want. What you desire, make me desire. And the same effort that you put into making your will happen, that you actually sent your son, Jesus Christ, to live, to die, to rise again, I want to put the same 100%, the same all-inness into your kingdom coming, into your will being done. We get to be part of that. It's not always easy. It's not always fun, but yet it is always important. It is always bigger than us and ourselves. And we gather together. We pray this prayer together because it's not just about my will, but it's also about our will. So when we pray this together on Sunday mornings, even as we're separated by distance, we still pray together over these little screens that we have. My prayer is that our wills would be shaped to God's will and that we will be working for his kingdom in a midst, even during these difficult times. Friends, remember I love you. Take care of yourselves and shine the light of Christ.